Things happen in the spiritual realm before they happen in the physical. Think about when a woman becomes pregnant. Man first plants his seed. And once she becomes pregnant, she doesn't automatically have the baby. The baby has to grow and develop inside of her for 9 months. Think about plants. They first start off as a seed, and you have to put it in the soil and water it and be patient. And eventually, you start to see it sprout from the soil. That is similar to how our prayers get answered. The desires of our heart, those big blessings that we've been praying and believing for, those take time. See, the problem is people don't have patience. They don't know how to wait, including myself. I'm an Aries, so patience is something we struggle with in general. And that is one of the fruits of the Spirit. As much as you might not like it, you have to have patience. God is going to teach you patience because guess what? That's going to be one of the character traits you need in order for you to handle all the things that you pray for. A lot of times we think God is punishing us or torturing us or teasing us. But what we don't realize is in order to have something you've never had, you have to become someone you've never been. And in order to become that person, God has to take you through a process. One day I was driving and praying, and I said, look, Lord, I feel like I'm on the right path. I feel like I'm doing what you've called me to do, but I haven't seen much movement in my life. What's going on? Am I doing something wrong? If there's something I need to be doing, please make that clear to me. Give me some type of confirmation or something. And literally right after, this truck drove past me that said, trust the process. Then I went to a store and I saw this bag that said, it's about the journey, not the destination. And I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing, God. And sometimes it's not even that you're doing anything wrong. It's just a such thing as divine timing. And he could be building your faith, making your faith stronger. Because the longer you have to wait on God, when he finally does do what he said he was going to do, that's going to be a true testament of how real God is. And a lot of times he takes longer than we want and we expect it because he's actually making it better than what we asked for. Ephesians 3:20 says, God can do exceedingly and abundantly above all we could think or ask. And here's the thing, our attachment to time, like, oh, it needs to happen right now, or I thought it would have happened by now, or what if it doesn't happen in 6 months or a year? Our attachment to time comes from our ego. It comes from our flesh. But when you start operating from your spirit and you die to your flesh every single day, you're not even going to be thinking about time. There's no such thing as time. You just take it day by day and you just trust God no matter what. Think about Job. Think about Joseph. They were tested like no other. They had so many trials and tribulations and they still had faith no matter what. And guess what? God rewarded them with even more than what they lost. And that is a true testament of you having faith and you being patient and you trusting God even when you don't understand. It's okay for you to not understand. It's okay for you to tell God, look, this doesn't make sense. I don't understand what you're doing, but I still trust you. The biggest thing that's going to help you in your waiting season is to live by your spirit, not by your ego, not by your flesh. Anytime your mind starts to, oh, when is it going to happen? I thought it would have happened by now. Man, this ain't never going to happen. That's you being in your flesh because you're anxious. You're like, I want it now. I want it now. That's your flesh. But when you're operating from your spirit, you have this calm trust. You are literally walking by faith and not by sight. You're not moved by what's going on in your physical reality because you know in your spirit, God is going to come through. It's only a matter of time. What difference does it make if God gives you your blessing now, or he gives it to you next week, or he gives it to you next month, or he gives it to you next year? Guess what? When he finally gives it to you, Are you going to be like, man, this took longer than I wanted. I don't want it no more. No, you're going to be happy as heck. You're going to be giving him praise and thanks and just so happy that he heard you and he answered you. So completely detached from timelines, completely detached from outcomes. The only thing you should truly be attached to is God, because you know on a spiritual level, as long as you have God, you have everything. Everything is going to work out. If God blesses you to be 80 or 90, it's not going to kill you if you don't get what you want when you want it, but you get it a few months from now, or you get it a year from now. It's like, who are you racing? Why are you in such a rush? Just enjoy the journey. Live your life. Be present. Make the most of every day. Stop thinking once you have this thing, that's when your life will be complete. That's when you'll be happy. That's when your life will be worth living. No, it's worth living right now. The fact that you are breathing and alive right now, that means your life is worth living. Stop attaching your happiness to obtaining this thing. And while you wait, focus on yourself and focus on serving others. And that's going to help you not to feel anxious too. And when you do start feeling anxious, just pray, just meditate, even listen to some gospel music. That's what helps me. I do all three, and that's what be keeping me sane. Ask God to guide you. Ask God to give you signs, give you confirmation. Ask Him to speak to you, and He will. Seek God every day and do what He's called you to do, and just trust that He's going to take care of you. As long as you're doing what He's called you to do and you seeking Him every day, you don't have nothing to worry about. Your only job is to keep doing what you're doing and keep being patient. Now, keep in mind, patience isn't just waiting. It's waiting without getting frustrated, waiting without getting annoyed. And I'm going to be real, patience is a muscle you constantly have to work out. And the enemy, he's going to constantly try to attack you in your waiting season, especially, just like he did Jesus in the wilderness. He's going to constantly try to attack you and make you think if it was going to happen, it would have happened by now. God forgot about you. You really think God's going to answer that prayer? You have to ignore that completely. And no matter what is going on, hold on to your faith. No matter what. I don't give a damn how long it's been. Never lose your faith, because I promise you, God is going to reward you. I love you guys. I pray this message was helpful. If it was, make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe. And I am now offering coaching sessions. So if you need some spiritual guidance, healing, advice, make sure you check me out. The link will be in the description box. And I'll see y'all soon. Bye.